Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I can't believe I forgot all about this story. I was trying to think of like all these stories for my Storytime videos, and I cannot believe I forgot about this one specific one that happened when I was a senior in high school. And this boy literally got so upset because I didn't want to go to prom with him, and he just did the absolute most, bro. So like, let me just get right into it, because it's like one of the most annoying things that ever happened in my life. I kid you not. So basically, it was like in between the time I got with my ex-boyfriend, the number one and number two ex-boyfriend. So it was right after me and the first one broke up. And so now it's like February or whatever. We broke up in January. So now it's February. And this boy that rode my bus and everything, but I never really like noticed him for real. He all of a sudden like follows me on Instagram, and I'm like, oh, okay, new follower. He rides my bus. I know who that is, kinda. So then later on, I get a DM from him, like, and it's a Saturday at this point, and I get a DM from him, and he's talking about are you like, hey, like, how are you? And I know you from the bus, and I think you're really pretty, all this other stuff. And like, he was trying to get at like, trying to see if I was single, but like in a friendly way. And I was like, oh, no, I'm single. And he was like, well, your cousin said that you were taken. And I was like, my cousin? And I wish she would have told me this, but like, she was really looking out for your girl. Like, so apparently before he DM'd me, he had DM'd her first, because everybody knew that me and her were cousins. So he DM'd her first and was asking if I was single, and like, he was saying how he wants to talk to me and all the other stuff. And she was like, no, she's not single. She has a boyfriend. And so she just didn't tell me. And so I text her and I was like, why didn't you tell me this boy like told you that he wanted to talk to me? And she was like, Karima, he is ugly. I was not about to do you like that. I was like, thank you, girl, because I'm glad we both know. But like, dang, you still could have told me, like, because I was kind of caught off guard. Like, I could have told him that I still had a boyfriend, because I really didn't want to talk to him. I just wanted to be friends. So I had to go back to him and was like, no, I don't want a boyfriend. We can be friends though. Like, I had to friend zone him because he was like really trying hard, and he was like, okay, well, we can be friends. And so he was like, so can I have your phone number or whatever? I was like, okay, friend, like, you can have my phone number, friend. And so we start texting until like Sunday night. And Sunday night he asked me, because if you know, like, on the bus nobody sat next to me because I didn't let anyone sit next to me. Like, all these seats, you could go sit somewhere else. So Sunday night, he texted me and was like, can I sit with you on the bus tomorrow morning? And I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm not going to talk to you, but like, because in the morning, I'm not talking to nobody. I have my headphones in. I'm trying to prepare myself mentally for this day. Like, because I'm not a morning person. So I was like, okay, whatever, sure. So he gets on the bus before me. So he sat in his normal seat first, and then when I got on the bus, he would come and sit next to me. So he came and sat next to me, and like the whole ride, like I said, I'm not talking. Like, I don't care. I'm not going to talk to you. So then we get into the school. I go to my normal spot in C House, and he texts me. He's like, so you didn't really talk to me on the bus today? And I was like, yeah, I know. He was like, well, okay, can I just sit next to you again today on the bus in the afternoon? I'm like, yeah, sure. Whatever, like, I don't care. So mind you, the whole time that we're texting, because even after I said I just want to be friends, he was still low-key like trying to pursue me, but he was being like subtle about it. So I would purposely only text him like maybe one line, two lines max, and it would be so dry. Like, I just was not interested in talking to him, and I kept calling him like bro and dude and kiddo. Like, I was like really trying to friend zone him, but he wasn't getting it. And so finally he comes to sit next to me on the bus, and he was like, well, I actually did talk to him a little bit, but it, like I said, I was being dry. Even verbally, I was being dry with him. And he was like, well, you know, Valentine's Day is coming up. Do you have like a Valentine and all stuff? I'm like, no. And he was like, well, can you be my Valentine? I was like, oh my God, whatever, sure, whatever. So he was like, okay. And so then at that moment, everybody on the bus is looking like, oh, Karima talking to this new dude. And I'm like, I'm not talking to him. I am not talking to him. I wish I would. Then Valentine's Day comes around, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do all this stuff, and you're gonna be so happy. And then he starts telling a whole bunch of people in the school, I talked to Karima and all stuff. And I'm like, and people will come back to me, it's like, oh, you talked to such and such. I was like, bro, no, I do not talk to him. Like, now let me give him a name. I guess we could call him Ty. So Ty was literally telling people, like, I talked to Karima and all stuff. I'm like, bro, no, I do not talk to him at all. Like, he just sits next to me on the bus. Like, I don't talk to him. And he also would show people our messages. He was like, yeah, she's dry with me, but you know. And so I'm like, but so okay, you know that I'm being dry, like but you still, okay. So Valentine comes around, and I'm a picky eater. Like, I don't eat a lot of sweets and stuff. And so he does his normal routine. He sits in his seat in the morning, and then when I get on, he comes to sit next to me. And he hands me this bag like full of candy, and I'm looking through the bag, and I'm like, I like absolutely nothing in here. And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I don't like any of this candy. And he was like, man, I wish I would have known that. And I bought all this candy. I spent $10 worth of candy. And I was like, sorry, like maybe you should have asked me. Like, I don't like any of this candy. Like, he literally just went in there and just guessed. And so I was like, but I mean, I can give it to like my brothers or my friends or something. Like, it's not gonna go to waste. He's like, well, okay. Well, what kind of candy do you like? So I tell him and all stuff. He's like, well, okay. And he's like taking note, like as if there's gonna be a next time. So fast forward, and our prom was in April. So everybody like during this time period was getting prom proposals and all that stuff. So he was like, well, do you have a date to the prom? And at this point I was like, no, I don't have one anymore. So he was like, okay, well, do you want to go to prom with me? And I was like, I should have said no, but I said, okay, sure. So, and me not being excited about it should have told him, like, straight from the beginning, should have told him that I wasn't interested in him, but he just wasn't getting the picture. But like, I really should have said no. But I was like, okay, sure. Because I actually kind of felt bad because I knew he wasn't going to have a date. Like, he was not. So he starts getting all these ideas and all that stuff for, like, my prom proposal and all that. And he starts telling everybody, like, telling our teacher. Like, bro, are you serious? You don't even know if it's going to happen yet. So I'm texting him, and he's at this point getting on my nerves because I keep friend zoning him as we're texting. I'm like, because at one point he tried to give me like this cute little pet name. I can't remember what it was, and I was like, yeah, don't call me that. So I just eventually like slowed down on texting him back, and he'll be like, you didn't text me back, or like he'll see me in person and he'll be like, you didn't text me back, and I was like, oh, my bad. I eventually just stopped texting him altogether. So then he starts blowing up my phone. He's like, yo, why you not texting me back? And I'm texting you, like, can I call you? Like, what's wrong? Did I do something wrong? And all that stuff. And I'm just ignoring him, knowing that I'm going to see him the next day on the bus. And so he comes on, I get on the bus, and he comes into my seat. And he's like, so are we even still gonna go to prom together? And I'm just looking at him like, and I look straight ahead, and he's still like trying to ask me, and like I feel him like getting irritated, so he just gets up and leaves and goes back to his seat. And I'm like, oh well. And I go into C house when we get to the school, and I'm talking to my friends, And he comes, and I'm not even thinking about him at this point. Like, I'm just talking to my friends like a normal day. He comes up to me and he's like, so are we going to prom or not? Like, in front of my friends. And I just looked at him, and then I turned to my friends, and we just all looking at each other like, like, and then he just walks away, like, irritated as heck. And here's the thing, I left this out. He would, because we had the same teacher, so he would like skip one of his classes and he'll come to my class whenever I had that teacher, and he'll just sit in there, and like sometimes he'll try to talk to me and I'll just be like, and then other times he'll like try to talk to the teacher and he'll be like telling her about me and stuff. And I'm like, yo, like, it's not that serious. Like, you skipping class just to come and sit and stare at me, basically. So he walks off and he's mad that I'm not answering him about prom, and I'm like, I'm not going to prom with him. So he later texts me, he's like, okay, I obviously, like, we're not going to prom together. And this dude literally rented a car, this really nice car apparently, to take me to prom in. And his promposal was gonna be he draws, so he was gonna get like this big canvas from Michael's and paint something on it for me. And he got like a dozen roses, and he had already ordered it. And so that's part of the reason why he was upset. I get to that class that we have the same teacher, and he's telling her about it, and he was like, see, look what my mom said. And then the teacher was like, see, even your mama said it. Like, what did your mama say? He should have told his mom that I was never interested in him to begin with, and he should have told that teacher, and he should have told everybody else that I wasn't even interested in him to begin with. But whatever. Fast forward, and he's telling me like, I was doing all this stuff for you for the promposal, and you're just gonna keep ignoring me. And I finally tell him, I'm like, dude, I told you I'm not interested in you. You kept trying to pursue me. Like, I don't want to be in a relationship with you at all. And so he like gets all salty about it. And so there's this one little incident where we were on a bus, and our bus was late that day. And everybody gets on the bus, and like I said, don't nobody sit next to me, because no. And my brother just so happened not to be on the bus that day, because Ricky normally doesn't ride the bus. He goes to like football practice and track practice. So that specific day, he wasn't on the bus. And everybody's sitting in their seat. I'm sitting in my own seat. And this dude gets on the bus, and he's looking for a seat. And ain't nobody let him sit next to him, because we found out that this dude is a devil worshiper. And we was like, all of us were like Christians. We was like, like conspiracy jump. Like, we ain't sitting next to you. We don't want your energy next to us. And so everybody was like, and I didn't say anything at all. When he got on the bus, everybody was like, nah, you can't sit next to me. You a Satan worshiper. You can't sit next to me. And I was just sitting there chilling. I was just watching the whole thing go down. And it got to, he got to me, and he was like, he didn't even say anything. He was just like pointing next to me, like the seat. And I was like, I still didn't say anything. And then he stormed off the bus mad. And so then when the security officers came onto the bus, he came onto the bus, and he was like, yo, what's wrong with him? He not even like answering him or nothing. Like, he was like, what's wrong with him? And everybody on the bus was like, he's mad because he thinks that there's no seats. He's saying that there's no seats. And he was looking like, all these seats up here, man, y'all go ahead. Y'all have a good day. So we leave, and I don't know how he got home, but we all left. And later on that day, he goes on social media. He first went on Twitter and was like, man, if I didn't get off that bus, I was gonna slap her and all that stuff, referring to me. And I was like, first of all, sir, I never said anything to you. Everybody else was saying stuff to you. And he was like, well, whatever, like I would have slapped you and all this. Like he was going hard on social media but won't say none of this stuff to me in person. So he was talking about how he was gonna get something, and then it transferred over to Instagram and stuff, and he was like, oh, that's how it transferred to Instagram, because I screenshotted everything and I put it on Instagram, and I was like, y'all, look at this clown. Like, is he serious? Because I didn't want to go to prom with him. This is why he's mad. I didn't want to go to prom with him. And he was like, I'm gonna get some of my homegirls to come and jump you, they bloods. And so I was like, get your homegirls to come and jump me. I don't care. Come and get them to jump me. Ain't nobody come and jump me. Like, he was just saying like slick stuff just to try to get under my skin and try to make me mad and make me scared and all that stuff. Like, I'm not no punk. I don't care, dude. Like, he did all of that, and we just on the bus the next day, like, just straight up clowning this dude. Because, like, are you serious? Like, you mad for what? You mad for what? And then he was like, I don't even know why I'm paying attention to this girl. She's probably gonna get her prom dress from Forever 21. I was like, is that the best you can do, sir? Like, what? And then I popped up to prom in my custom made dress, and he popped up to prom with his little date that he had to try and find. First of all, she was like way younger than us, a freshman. So, sir, you a low-key pedophile. And he tried to go around school telling people how I did him dirty and all that stuff. And I'm like, dude, like, because I didn't want to go to prom with you. And the first weekend, like when I first gave him my number, that Monday or Tuesday or something, he was like, I know this is too soon, but I feel like I'm catching feelings for you. I'm like, it took 2 days. We were only texting for 2 days, and I was barely texting you. Like, are you okay? But he was like, I'm catching feelings for you. And I was like, really? After 2 days? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, I don't know why. I mean, we were only texting for 2 days. Like, we're friends, remember? He's like, yeah, I know, but like, I don't know. I feel like I have these feelings. And I'm like, well, I don't have those feelings. He's like, well, you know, that's okay. And I was like, yeah, it's going to have to be okay. Because, yeah, this isn't happening. And little does anybody know, this whole situation happened in 2 weeks max. 2 weeks. And it felt like it happened like a month, maybe 2 months. Like, it was so draining. Like, he was so irritating. Like, yeah. But it only happened in 2 weeks. He made it seem like we were talking for like all these months or something. Like, no. 2 weeks. Legit, 2 weeks. He tried to say that he was over and stuff. Like, when we graduated, he was like, hey, he like texted me. He's like, hey, you know, congratulations, dude, and all that stuff. And I'm like, thanks. We got into it again because his little friend that we went to school with cannot rap, and I don't even remember what I said, but it wasn't even directed to his friend, but in a way it was, because like, okay, during that time it was like a wave of people from our school trying to be rappers, and a lot of them just could not rap for nothing. So I was talking about like, I forgot, what did I say? I don't even know, but I basically said these dudes can't rap. And he was like trying to make it seem like I was talking about his friend and all that stuff, like individually. And I was like, I mean, okay. I don't care. And so then his friend was like, his friend actually tried to talk to me too. Tried to talk to me and my best friend. But his friend was like, well, thank you. I understand you might not like my music, but thank you for the listen anyway, and all that stuff. He had a mature response. And I was like, I didn't listen to your music, but you know, no problem. Cause like, I wasn't talking about him. Like, I didn't listen to his music, but I was like, no problem. So then he's still mad about it, like still talking all this stuff. And I'm like, dude, what? And then he tried to come at my second boyfriend. And you remember, supportive girlfriend here. So I'm like, no, my boyfriend can rap better than you. My boyfriend can rap better than you. His numbers higher than yours. The whole time I was making his numbers go high. I was like, yo, this is a whole hot mess. Like, but yeah, that's the story time about that boy, Ty, that was basically upset that I didn't want to go to prom with him. And he wanted to get these girls to jump me. And what is wrong with y'all boys nowadays? Like, did nobody love y'all? Did y'all moms not love you enough? Like, dude, come on now. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Please don't pay attention to these dusty boys. They not even up on our levels. Like, come on now. Like, did he really think I would want to be with someone like him? He talking about something, he was gonna slap me because I didn't let him sit next to me, and I didn't even say anything. I just looked away. Like, and he don't even know that all those boys that were on the bus, in the back of the bus, I was friends with, they straight up said they weren't gonna let him touch me anyway. So what did he think he was doing? And then my brother, Ricky, found out about it, and he was like, who was gonna hit you? Like, dude. And then I got cousins all throughout the school. You really thought I ain't even gotta fight that battle, dude. Even though I probably could, like, win that battle, but I don't even have to fight that battle. Like, what did you think? But anyway, bye guys. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna figure out an outro, but yeah, bye.